Y'all don't know anything about racing. This is true. You're right. You're in the wrong show.
Yeah.
You're watching the wrong show if you want to hear like super engineer stuff.
Honorable mention, Alpine, because hello, French Revolution. Oh my God. The cinematography is just insane. The sequence of events is just a round of applause, man.
I had to memorialize last week's show because it was.
That was fantastic.
That was pretty awesome.
It was great.
Pretty awesome. Good job on that, man.
That was.
Tab, did you see the intro? Did you see the intro? Give me a thumbs up if you saw that intro, bro. That was pure gold. Oh my! He's playing it again. I
was like, we're not taking requests here, man.
That'd be pretty awesome, though, right? Hey, play it again.
I could play it again, but we're not doing
it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Welcome back to Hitting the Apex. We'll recap a little bit of the Baku, as I like to call it, the Baku GP. In Azerbaijan.
As only you like to call it.
I've seen it being called that. I've seen it plenty of times.
Yeah, you know who calls it Baku? People that can't spell Azerbaijan.
Well,
that's who's calling it Baku.
There's a lot of people that
where does the I go here? Oh, fuck it, Baku.
There's a lot of people that say Baku GP, so I'm gonna stick with it. You're wrong, Vish. Too bad. Baku GP was really exciting.
Said no one ever.
Says no one. Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember who won. No, I'm just kidding.
Moni knows who won.
Don't insult Moni like that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You just look at her face there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that sprint shootout really.
It didn't work. It was boring.
Really
Although it did provide my highlights of the weekend, so I'll give it that. Accidentally. Yeah, but the coronation coming up, Princess George's ascendancy, like this is good stuff that's happening right now. So,
oh man. Anyways, we can kind of get right into. Excuse me, jeez, I just ate a Dorito.
Anyway, while Jazz is over there choking to death,
all right, I'm better.
I was about to replace you. I mean, the show must go on, man. I'm sorry.
The show must go on, man. I agree. Talk to me. What are your thoughts, Vish?
I mean, it was boring. I didn't realize this, and we didn't really mention this on the show last week, but they shortened the DRS zone down the main straight, which seems to have been a mistake because there was like no overtaking.
Right.
But yeah, no, Checo was dominant, and that's why he won. So that was nice to see because he was legitimately faster on pace. And then but the action was the sprint race. And let's be real here.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was, I mean, the fallout from it. I mean, I don't like Max Verstappen, but he brought it this weekend. Not on the track because he got outdone by Checo, but anytime you can go after George Russell like that, or Princess George as he likes to call him, you gotta love that. That was a masterclass from Max in terms of being a complete prick like he always is, but directing at the right person for once.
Well, I mean, and it was warranted. And again,
I don't know that it was entirely warranted, but you know what side I'm going to be on this.
Well, a little. I mean, based off of what the French Revolution.
Look who's what 5 minutes late, but yes,
that was awesome, right? I mean, to a certain extent, Russell hit him. You know what I mean? And he took a piece of his side paw with him. So.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say about that. It was definitely Russell's fault. He hit him. But, dude, by like lap 10 of the sprint race, he just passed him back anyway. He's still like what's going on? They're like, and like it's like they're playing it for laughs because like all of a sudden like 10 like that there was a hole in his side pod was there immediately. Then like 5 laps later, Christian Horner comes on the radio telling him, by the way, there's damage on your side pod. He's like, what is that from? What do you think? And it's like, what are you doing a bit here? Like you didn't know it's a big hole in the side of the car until like it was like, and they talked about the entire sprint race. It wasn't. There's been worse. Like there's been worse than what Russell did there.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, Max is going to pass him anyways. So
yeah, but the thing where Russell like
that was more for Drive to Survive, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's going to be fun to watch next season.
I mean, Max going up to calling him a dickhead after the race. I mean, yes, finally, someone else is saying it.
Yeah, not just us.
Yeah, not just us, exactly. And then, but then, like, I'll tell you, like, I was like, you know what? It's a racing incident, mostly, whatever. But then afterwards, when Russell tries to explain why,
that he had no grip.
You're buzzing like crazy.
Oh,
God. Am I the only one functioning technology? Anyway, watch my computer's gonna break now.
Of course it is. The only one that works with these damn things all damn day. You better have functioning technology.
I mean, invest. But
17 screens, no, thank you.
Look, you got like Williams and like Haas over here, and then I'm sitting here riding the Red Bull, and it's it's out front and all the technology's working. I can't help it. But
have fun with that, bro. You want to be Red Bull? Have fun.
I might have gone over my cost cap on some of these screens, but still,
sure you did.
No one's penalizing me. No, but then when he said like everyone since I've been in karting, if you're on the outside, like if you're on the inside to your corner, I'm like, what are you talking about? So no one ever passes around the outside. Like, what do we even talk? You can't overtake anyone. Like he tried to stake it up the inside. He didn't have the skill to do it. So he ran wide and hit Max. Like that's what happened. And rather than like own it, he's making it. And that's what it was actually that prompted the Princess George comment. Because he's like, oh, I guess if it's Princess George driving, we all have to just like not just move out of the way or something. Because like where was Max supposed to go on that one? In that instance, he was all the way on the outside and Russell hit him. So Russell was saying he just got to back out and just let him through because he's on the inside, which doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, that was all of the entertainment for the weekend. A good show this week. And
thank you very much, guys.
All right, guys, have a good night. Moni, your thoughts on the electrifying Azerbaijan Grand Prix?
Yeah, honestly, there's not many words to kind of describe it. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't too surprised about the fact that Max snapped. I think that he was just having like an annoying weekend overall, and he was not at any point was he content with this new format. So I think that he was just already pretty much like annoyed. Like he did not want to get on this track and do this stupid ass format that he doesn't like. And then of course, the incident with with George happened. So in my opinion, when I saw that happen, when I saw them, I don't know, it's not a crash, like a what would that be called? It's not a crash.
I mean, it is.
No, but it's not like whatever. When it happened, I was like, okay, he's probably going to snap. Maybe not directly at George, but he's definitely going to talk some crap to the media after. So, in my opinion, that was like the highlight of the weekend. I can't.
Other than of course. For you
specifically,
I was about to say, you're missing something here.
Other than obviously the king of the streets taking P1 in Baku.
The king of the streets. Listen, he's been tearing it up, man. He's really been tearing it up. He is the driver with the most wins at Azerbaijan as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he just looked really good the whole entire weekend, in the shootout. I mean, he was on it. He was on it the whole entire time, and a shout out to him for he's doing his thing. And I'm sure that to be quite honest with you, do you think that maybe Max is going to start to feel the pressure a little bit with the way that Checo's driving lately? I mean, anyone can answer that.
I'll tell you what. For the longest time, I think that as much as almost everyone else, especially last season, I caught myself really underestimating Checo. But I feel that that's just a common denominator across the board. He's an easily underestimating driver. And that's not properly said. Espérate. Under no, I'm not sure what the word is here.
Under the radar. He's kind of an under the radar underestimate.
You can use underestimatable, but
okay, is that a word? Because I didn't want to say it, but I'm not sure if it's a word.
Yeah.
Okay, underestimatable
You're
driver.
fine. Bruce pulled it up on one of his 17 computers and made sure.
It's actually it's 3, but anyway, I was gonna say it's only like 2 computers, one for work and one for this type of stuff. And then I was like, no, there's another one sitting over there.
You got like 12 over his shoulder. You see them all there. They all make
those are monitors. They're not separate computers.
You know,
and one's a TV.
Well, anyway, screen number 17. Regardless. But anyway. So yeah, at this point in his career, I feel that he is seeing the need for him to step it up, and he's aware of his capabilities. He's obviously aware of the way that he has been performing this whole season up to now. I mean, it's still fairly, early in the season, but regardless, he's been starting really strong, and I feel that that's ruffling some feathers over at Red Bull, especially when it comes to Max. But regardless of this, I think that he's also giving the team way more reasons to actually believe in him and to take him more seriously, perhaps even more than we've seen in previous seasons. So yeah, definitely I feel that he feels way more comfortable in the car. He's obviously evident that he is. So I think it's going to be a good season for him.
Here's what I think. And then we'll discuss the top 3 drivers, which we've already discussed 2 of them. So we'll get into.
Don't we need to review predictions?
Yeah, we can do that too. Here's what I think. I think that Checo's going to continue to fight and battle, and he is going to get in the way of some of these races with Max, and it's going to be really tight in some of these races where they're going to be battling each other for the most part. And Red Bull's still going to give team orders to Max. That's what I think, regardless. I think either way, it doesn't matter. And that's going to spell the end of Checo at Red Bull. That's, in a nutshell, what I feel is going to happen regardless. And it sucks because the only way I think Checo continues to win is how he did it, right? Dominating the field how he was this week. Like, if it's a battle between those two and Checo's either right behind them and he's got DRS on him, things like that, I still think that they're gonna say no.
I don't think he'll listen. I don't think he gives a crap.
Well, that's a different story.
So I think it'll result in a debrief after the race. But like, if he can overtake Max and they're like, no, whole station, I think he's gonna go pass him anyway.
Good.
The other thing, as we talk a little bit more about the race itself, there was the safety car because Nick DeVries' ass and just ran into the wall, basically on a straight. That's barely even a curve there, but and
you the new Latifi? I
mean, I think we need to have a conversation about our boy Logan Sargent because, anyway, but I think there might be a couple of Latifis floating around out there. But one of the things, so Max pit and the safety car happened after he'd already pit, so he lost out there. But I think one of the things that people just completely missed is he was pitting because Checo was about to pass him on track. Checo had closed the gap. He had DRS. He was right on his, like you said, that was how Red Bull diffused the situation there. They just pit Max because Checo was about to pass him. So if there was no safety car, he was going to get passed on track anyway.
Right.
So that was not why he ended up losing first. He was slower. And that's why he couldn't, because that is one car that on the straights was actually able to pass people because it's so much faster. He couldn't even get into DRS range. Checo was just faster than him this weekend.
Yeah.
The whole time, the sprint race and the actual race, and Checo was eating into that time. Because remember, Max opened up like a 2 or 3 second lead and just kept coming down to the point that that was the straight that Checo was going to pass him on, so they told him to pit.
Yeah.
And that's why he pit. So yeah, the safety car screwed him a little bit, but he was done. Like Checo was just faster. There was no situation there where he was not going to end up. If he had come out of that pit sequence in front, Checo was going to pass him anyway by the end of the race.
Yeah. Shout out to Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Back on the podium. The Tifosi did something right this week.
Well, this is another. So speaking of like his teammate, like this is the problem. Like this new, we haven't really talked about this new sprint format. It sucks. It's even worse because they lock in the setup. So like after we talked about this last week, but Carlos Sainz's setup was crap in Friday free practice 1. He was screwed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Like it's just like because they go into park permit, they can't make changes after that. So he's got to do the race qualifying, the sprint qualifying, the sprint race, and the race with the crappy setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leclerc got it right. There's definitely a step forward in performance there than Australia, where they were way miles off the pace. So yeah, maybe a little life left in them.
Maybe a little bit, man. But you can still. I mean, even though Leclerc might be the fastest guy out there when it comes to one lap. If you got to do just one lap to qualify, right? You saw it, right? He qualified on pole, and he was flying around the track. But as far as race pace for the whole entire race, it's just incredible how much faster the Red Bull is.
Well, especially that the DRS and on the straights, it's just everyone else is a sitting duck compared to them. So
absolutely,
even with Leclerc maintaining a gap throughout the rest of the lap, just every time they get on the straights, it just gets eaten up. And, we need Aston Martin to steal Red Bull's DRS schematics and spread them around the pit lane. Then you might have some race in here, but right now they're just so much stronger than everyone else on the straights on DRS. Like you said, there's no way that anyone else can compete with that.
No,
so
not at all. And the only way I think now, if you start to see teams like Ferrari or even Mercedes or something like that, excuse me, kind of, make, whatever it is, whether it's upgrades or whether they're just picking up some more pace. It's not going to be on those tracks where there's a lot of straights, right? You're going to have these tracks that are kind of winding around. Then you might give, Ferrari a chance or Mercedes a chance or even Aston Martin to kind of compete for a podium and beat one of those Red Bulls. Because if not, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and that's why. But this track was actually interesting because it has all that twisty section.
Right, but then you've got all the straights too.
Yeah, which is why on the qualifying, like you said, Leclerc actually. I mean, we didn't actually explicitly say it was on pole.
Yeah.
So, but that's because if you think about how qualifying works, everyone uses DRS. There's not really a slipstream.
Right.
And so that straight is a little bit mitigated, and then he was faster through the rest of the lap. But when it got to the any kind of race situation, if he's in front, he's dragging the Red Bull down the straight. It's just every lap, it's just closing until it finally you can't hold him off. Yeah. But even we saw that because again, Checo was the fastest driver this weekend by far, faster than Max. But then they showed like where they were both faster, and this is where Karun Chandok was like, the only place Max is faster is on the straight because Checo's pulling him along behind him. But it was like, yes, say it like it is. Checo's faster. But yeah, that
Leclerc was faster, and on the the chicanes and all the corner turns and all that. So that was interesting to see. So I mean, it was nice to see them both finish in the top. I think it was a top 5. Sainz was 5th, right?
Yep, Sainz was 5th.
Alonso was 4th, was it?
Yeah, it was Alonso 4th, Sainz 5th, Hamilton 6th, and Stroll 7th, and Russell 8th.
Gotcha. So
I'm sorry. I'm genuinely curious because I don't, as you guys may remember, I don't have very excellent memory. Did Stroll last season was he in the top 10 consecutively the way that he's been this season?
No,
right?
No, but the car wasn't.
The car wasn't.
That's the same. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, I mean he's not driving terribly either, but he's not. He wasn't nearly enough.
I mean, he's better than George Russell, so
yeah, he's better than George Russell.
I mean, he was okay. So, but actually, we talked about how Max got screwed on the safety car. He got half screwed because by the time he was coming out of the pits, they had thrown the safety car, but he lost like half a lap behind it. Yeah. Hamilton is the one that got mega screwed because he did his full pit stop and another lap, and then they safety car'd it. And everyone ended up in front of him. You know what he did? He passed Stroll, he passed George Russell, and he took it back the place. He couldn't get past Sainz. And then Russell went backwards because he sucks. So I think we're starting to see, that separation on pace there. Because actually, like, Russell got handed, because first of all, he didn't get into Q3 because he sucks. And then got a gift because he got the free pit stop on the safety car, and then he blew it anyway. I mean, there's 4 teams have separated. There was a huge gap from the 8th all the way down to 9th because there's a huge gap there.
Lando was 9th, I believe.
I think he ended. I got the standings.
He ended in 9th or in.
Yeah, he ended up in 9th, but he ended up way behind George Russell, who took the extra pit stop for fastest lap. That's how far. He was in 9th, but like what standing is this? This is the championship, isn't it? All right, this is the one we want. There it is. Those are the standings. So, I mean, he ended up 6 seconds behind Russell, and Russell did an extra pit stop.
And look at Yuki. Look at Yuki in the points, baby. Papaya in the points. AlphaTauri with Yuki Tsunoda driving well this weekend in the points. And
actually, I believe this is Yuki's. I believe he's been 10th all season. Like, I mean, I don't know how much of an accomplishment that is, but he hasn't dropped.
Ferrari, that's a pretty big accomplishment.
Right.
Yeah, in that car.
Right. He's been. I'm pretty sure he's been 10th the whole season.
Oscar Piastri was right outside the top 10, which is huge too. Wow, look at Yuki. Yuki's all the way down to 16th.
He has not been 10th all season.
Never mind.
But he has twice. He's done it twiis.
How many races have we? 4.
4. So half the races.
Okay, half. Sorry.
All right.
Still not bad.
No, I'm sorry. I think I meant. Es que me confundí en inglés. What I meant to say was that he was also 10th last race.
I will say he's lucky. His teammate is so awful. He's going to just look good. Like, I mean, Nick DeVries, boy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm beginning to think there's a reason he was like 28 and no one ever let him into Formula One. There could be a problem there.
Let's talk about these predictions real quick.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about mine. I don't
even remember what mine are.
You screwed the pooch completely. Checo. You had Checo right. But Hamilton and Sainz. And then you had Max DNFing. So, sorry.
Hey, I got the winner. That's something. It's better than usual.
Yeah. Well, Moni not so much. You had Alonso winning this with Checo and Max in second and third, but they were one behind the other, but different order. So close.
Yeah, where I come from, that is 3 things that she said that were wrong.
That's correct. Okay. Mercedes DNF, that's also incorrect. And then Jazz, I had Max, Leclerc, and Checo. So I had the right guys in the podium, but all 3 incorrect. And then Aston Martin outside the top 10, super incorrect. Max Alonso and Checo for Evan. Max Russell and Checo for Alex. Alex, don't come on the show anymore if you're going to put Russell on the podium.
We have rules around here. We have standards.
This is unbelievable. And then the sprint race winners. We all did really well.
Didn't I pick like Logan Sargent? I feel like I did a joke pick.
We went rogue for that. We went rogue. I'm pretty sure I put freaking.
Well, you picked Gasly. Gasly didn't even finish. And then I picked Piastri, who didn't. Oh, listen, he did better in the race than he did in the shootout. That's for sure. In the sprint race. So, yeah, it was pretty crappy, guys. All around. So good job by everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jack had Alonso. That's right. So just like Moni. Did anybody notice the love connection between Lance and Alonso? Lance.
Stroll.
Oh, Stroll. I was like, who's Lance? Lance. Yeah, between Stroll and Alonso. Well, hey, they're teammates, right? So.
Yeah, but Alonso. So.
little Canadian Spanish love there. Huh?
Alonso's a notoriously shitty teammate, so it's kind of like what I think what has happened, Evan, is when his
Maybe
teammate owns the team, he's nice to them.
Yeah, I would.
I think is what we've discovered.
I would be nice also.
Because he was like telling this engineer, like, go tell Lance, like, the setup adjustment I made worked on the steering wheel, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Interesting. Who are you? What have you done with Fernando Alonso?
This is the guy who, when they were trying to double stack to quickly change tires, like intentionally stood in the pit box so Hamilton could not get the tires on and get around for a qualifying lap. That's the type of teammate this guy is. He sat there until there was just enough time for him to get around. And now he's like giving setup adjustment advice to the other guy. That's two things. One is his dad owns the team, therefore he's going to inherit it, I'm assuming. So he owns the team. And two, Lance isn't a threat to him. He's like not good. So whatever that car is, Alonso will be in front of him.
Yeah, might as well throw him a bone here and there.
Well, no, I mean he's not worried that like, oh, Lance is going to beat me. There's no like concern there. Because even at Alpine, like Ocon could legitimately beat him.
Right.
I mean, Alonso's a better driver, but like Ocon's actually a real driver. Like Lance is there because his dad owns the team. Like he's not beating anyone. So,
driver of the day, I think it's pretty unanimous that it's Checo.
It's Checo.
Disappointment of the day.
Logan DeVries.
Interesting.
Okay, wait. What is it?
I'm going to say Carlos Sainz.
Really?
Because he kind of got screwed.
Hauled off Hamilton.
It's not all his fault that he kind of got screwed with his setup, but I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say who my disappointment was. I'm gonna just go with that because of that. I don't know about you, Moni. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go with Alonso because I'm pissed. That he put it first and he didn't. But it's okay because at the end of the day, Checo won, so I'm good. I just want to see him win one.
Why? He's a dickhead.
Because he's hilarious. I just want to see him. I want to see him be cocky on the podium and that's it. Move on next, and then he sucks for the rest of the season.
But he's not going to move on. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he's going to win.
The one thing that man does not do is move on. He's like freaking older than all of us and still out there.
Fine.
It's not moving on.
We move on. I just want to see it happen. I just want to see it. He wins and he's like, wow, that felt really good. Maybe I should retire. I'm good. And that's it.
He's never gonna retire. He's gonna be there in 10 years.
84-year-old driver. Oh my God. What do you think, Fish?
No, I already gave you my answer.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear it.
Logan DeVries. Both of them. Actually, it's DeVries because he literally just I don't know what he was doing, but he just drove straight into the wall and then and for no reason. So he gets it, but Logan Sargent's just not good. And let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
Hey, the standings are tight. They've tightened up a little bit at the top, huh? With the two Red Bulls fighting it out. And
this is where I think Checo made a slight tactical error in that he came out and was like, "Man, if I didn't have that problem in Australia, I'd be winning the championship right now." Dude, it's too early. You gotta lay low. It's like a horse race, right? Yeah. You don't need Max to see you coming around the outside.
Don't wake up the time.
Yeah, just play stay within touching distance until halfway through, and then you make your move. It's too early to be.
Guys, that's crazy. Only 6 points.
Yeah.
6 points. 6.
But listen, here come the Reds, baby. I'm just kidding. They're so far away. But hey, some really good points for both of them this weekend. So they both finished in the top 8, obviously in the sprint, and then they both finished in the top 5 for the race. So that's a good showing for Ferrari this weekend from my guys over there. And obviously you've still got Lewis and Fernando in front, but I expect it to change a little bit.
Yeah, but certainly at the top, like Red Bull's going to obviously run away with both titles, but that looking at the constructors like that,
could this? By the way,
it's going to be a fun little 3-team.
Yeah, for
right here, this is tight.
Yeah, I gotta ask you though, man. I gotta ask both of you. Do you think that this is going to be a battle for the drivers with these two, or you think Max eventually pulls away? I mean, for me, it's kind of tough because if Checo keeps driving like this, I don't see why you don't let them duke it out. You know?
I don't think there's any let them involved. The other thing you got to understand is there's there's the Red Bull umbrella. There's two completely different teams there. Like all the mechanics and all the pit crew and all, like Checo has his own crew there.
Right.
They don't give a crap about Max. Like, so they're all pushing. And it's gonna eventually, if he's actually challenged, it's eventually gonna come to the point where Christian Horner is gonna try and give team orders to help Max out, but I don't think Checo will listen. So
yeah,
I think the bigger concern is, let's be real, Max is a better driver, and over the course of 470 races or whatever they do now, like you expect the points to reflect that.
Sure.
So it's hard to see Checo actually winning because overall Max is a better driver. Now, if there ends up being like reliability issues and things like that, that's where it can come into play. I mean, that's how Rosberg won.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they're going to run away with the constructor. Also.
Yeah. But you need that reliability problems that hit Max, and then maybe George Russell will keep hitting him. These things can happen.
Hey, I mean, stranger things have happened. All right, moving along.
Oh, we should talk about how like a bunch of photographers almost died on the pit lane at the end of the race because the FIA has absolutely no control over anything.
That was wild. That was crazy. Well, because the FIA is FIA.
That's what that's what I was about to say. It's just it's exhausting. It's something.
It's always something. It's always something with them. So.
Well, it's been multiple years now of, I mean, it's not just because of Drive to Survive, but it is trying to let the show get in the way of like safety and the actual racing. Right. And this is an example of, rather than what they used to do, which is pull into the pit lane and then do a normal, the driver gets out of the car. They now have like the stand that the winning driver drives up onto with the LEDs in the background. They got to have photographers around to take the picture. Right. And so that's why they're in the pit lane. And it's like, really? I mean, that's the way F1 has gone, right? Get the show comes first, and if a few photographers get run over.
Hey, I have to interrupt this message to bring along Buckets news. Katie Meyer liked my retweet.
Wait, what? That was
the Buckets tweet today. She liked it today. So shout out to Katie Meyer for liking our retweet here. Anyways.
That's the Buckets news?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's
Katie Meyer.
I appreciate you plugging the show.
No, clearly you don't appreciate it.
I don't know. Katie Meyer's like friend of the show of liking a tweet. We've done better than that, so.
Yeah, but she hasn't liked the show tweets yet. So now she did. So that's all that matters. Yeah, that picture is amazing, by the way, Mommy. I loved it.
Yeah, the
guys, I've been dreaming. That picture has been popping up in my dreams for the last 3 days, and I can't stop. It's just.
It's awesome.
It's the best. It's one of, in my opinion, top 5 ever Formula One memes.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Unmatched.
I agree.
Oh my God! I can't. Guys, come on! Look at that. Whoever came up with that is brilliant, and we should reimburse them for.
No, we shouldn't. We don't have a budget. I blew it all on the intro. Sorry, that's it for the year. You don't get that stock sound noises for free, man.
That's awesome. Hey, everybody, Miami.
It's our home race.
Oh my God, I forgot.
I can't believe we can say that now, right? Like it's our home race.
It's the home race.
It's our home race. Version 2 of the Miami International Autodrome Miami GP. I love that name too. It sounds so cool. Miami International Autodrome. Yeah,
you mean other than Hard Rock Stadium, which is where it actually is.
AKA the Hard Rock Stadium parking lot. Oh man.
You know that tailgate's hit by the track, like
Right.
nothing else.
Wow. Tailgates are another story. Did they change something here, Vish?
Um,
And the God, what turn is that? I don't know if I could see the. By the way, yes. So, 57 laps, minute 31 is the record time by Max Verstappen last year.
It's only 1 year of racing on this.
He won it last year, but did they change something there by
I don't know.
Go down, or go up, whatever. Go back to the track.
By
turn 11 through 13. Was that always there?
Yeah, it was always like that. I do think, however, that turns 12 and 13 got a little wider, because I could be wrong, but I do think they're a little wider, because I remember that last year, especially for FP1 and FP2, drivers, they were literally driving off the track when they were
the one that goes under the overpass.
Yeah, I thought that was where the one under the turnpike or whatever.
Yeah, because that's exactly. So it does look like those literally 11, 12, and 13, but especially 12 and 13. They look up that it looks like they're going a little easier now, because they were much more narrow.
Gotcha. And then the chicane 14 and 15, and then you've got the straightaway after 16. That speed trap there with the DRS. That's one of the detection zones. You got 3 detection zones here in the race again. So this is.
It's really the Sector 3 one is the long one. That's the one where Red Bull's going to pass everyone.
That's where they're going to pass everyone.
That straight is crazy.
This is a Red Bull freaking track, dude. Like, there's no way around it. Like,
I think everything's a Red Bull track right now.
Or some of these corners, or
I mean, it is a street circuit, so you can't hit walls. So there could be, get George Russell and Max Verstappen out there. I think George Russell's got to pay him back, man. You can't take that. You got to run into him. You got to do it.
I think you have to.
You have to do it.
A slight little change apparently in the what's it called, in the marina,
the dry dock.
They have added water now.
We can go swimming now, guys. By the way,
in the form of a pool next to the dry dock, next to the boats. So it's not. So the boats are still on a dry dock. They're still not in water, but they put a pool next to it for some weird reason.
You know what? The last thing South Florida needs is more water. I think it's fine.
Well, wasn't that a big deal recently with the track, that because of the flooding recently that it might not be ready, or they were worried about it?
Yeah, because either way they have to obviously, like, we know we go to that stadium all the time. Like, It's not, the track gets rebuilt essentially, because parts of it are still there, but most of it they have to. I mean, they resurfaced the whole thing. So all that rain that was coming in did eat into some of the time to do that.
Made it tough for them, but
yeah.
But yeah, there's the track again. Kind of looks more or less.
Yeah, I gotta admit, because I covered this race last year, I actually don't know crap about how the track actually, because you don't see anything. Yeah. It's like we collectively, like, the worst place to watch is like from the actual seats, which is where Jazz was, and then like the second worst place is like in the press room with a bunch of Italians screaming. That when the Ferrari like screws up and like, what's going on here, and then you're just like looking at data, but you don't really know, and you don't really get the audio. So like you said the turn change, I was like, I don't remember this track. So I was just there for like 6 days. We lost Moni.
Yeah, that's probably why. So
but she's still alive in the backstage. So
what happened? Oh, she froze.
No, she I think had to go. Oh, it's in the private chat, isn't it?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
She's still, like I said, she's still in the stream. She just had to. It appears she's got a plug.
Oh well, hey.
I could see everything. So
yeah,
Moni has retrieved. Let's do this play-by-play here. Moni has retrieved the plug. She is actively stretching the cord out.
What if Jack? So Jack wrote something here. I called it 2 weeks ago.
The dry dock, I think.
You dismissed me, Jack.
He mentioned the dry dock. All right, we might be plugged back in.
Gotcha.
She can't come back into the stream herself. I have to let her in, so she's going to give me a thumbs up or something on the video here.
I didn't see it.
Okay, she gave me 2 middle fingers in the air, so I don't know if I should let her in after that. What is? I'm going to the stewards. All right, now there's a thumbs up.
She's the star of the show. Yeah, bring her back on.
I know, but
Oh man,
was there ever a doubt? Anyway,
I was gonna go to the race this weekend. Now I'm not so sure I'm gonna be there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what. I was debating it, but then I told myself, you know what? If I really want to get to know this track, let me just watch it at home.
I'm telling you, like, I don't really remember last
You can
year's
stop.
race.
You know what's good though? You'll be able to walk on hollow grounds when you're there tailgating because you'll walk on the same grounds.
I know you definitely see some of that, like you're walking across the track and stuff.
Yeah, you'll walk right on the ground.
The only thing I remember about this track is turn 18 because that's where I park.
Well, that's where I was sitting too. So turn 18 was my time.
So what I remember is like because they tore down the pit, like the paddock and all that, and rebuilt it. I guess. Well, obviously they rebuilt it now because
they kept the garages though. The garages.
No, they ripped them down after a while. Like by the end of last year, they were gone. Because actually, like my escalator up to my seats is like right by there. And actually, like as I was interviewing the Pirelli guy, because we were sitting outside under, it's like this place is so bizarre. Because like the height of sophistication for it. We're sitting under the Hard Rock Stadium escalator doing an interview with this guy. And I was like, oh, that is my actual escalator. Like, that's the one I use. And then, like, every time we go up it, like, for the games list last year, you could see all the stuff there. But then they tore it down after a while. So,
gotcha.
I guess
they got a new activation inside where the field is, too. So that should be interesting.
Oh, okay. Because last time it was the tennis court was still there.
Yeah. No, yeah, they've got a new activation.
Okay. That's interesting. But anyway, yeah, this is actually the race I remember the least. I wrote like 15 articles on it. I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it, but you did it, man.
Well, it's the only time I've ever actually, like, because most of the time when I write stuff, it's like at 2 a.m. because I have an actual job. I took vacation to go cover this thing. So I was like, I could just sit here and write all freaking day. I don't have anything else to do here.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, I turned out a bunch of crap there, but I don't really remember the race.
Here are the timing sessions.
Look at that in good old Eastern time zone.
Yes.
How
more traditional.
How novel
race weekend.
So it says. So this is the timing, right? It says my time. Now, if we go to track time, shouldn't they add like 15 minutes because Miami's never on time?
Maybe more like an hour.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was being. Yeah, probably.
What is it? 2 o'clock. A 2 o'clock start for FP1. Then you've got a 5:30 start for FP2. Although I saw somewhere today that they changed that a little bit. That I think it starts. That I think FP1 starts at 2:30, and FP2 started at 6. Yeah.
No update here.
I saw. I think I saw it on Twitter or something on one of their posts from F1.
There will be football helmets because the Dolphins own the stadium. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but there's cross promotion.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but. And then you've got FP3 on Saturday, followed by qualifying at 4 p.m. and then the race at 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be hot as hell, so if you're heading out to that, make sure you guys drink a lot of water, wear sunblock, wear a hat, and
there is some rain. Rain on Saturday apparently, but it's Miami, so
it's going to make it even hotter.
Well, you should expect it's Miami.
The humidity. It's going to be brutal, guys. So, fair warning. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's going to be hot as hell out there.
And how much is water? If you
water is
$15 for a little bottle or something like this.
Water's like $10, dude.
Yeah, no, you're gonna bring a hat and and your wallet
and a lot of money. Yeah.
Wait. Are you for real?
Yeah,
no, everything's marked up like crazy.
I spent like $100 on water.
Everything's marked up like crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes, to sit in the Hard Rock parking lot, believe it or not. So.
Wow.
I mean, everything I got was free because what is press, but like, yeah, no, everyone was complaining the whole weekend, like, because even the Euros went out in the grounds. They're like, how come in Silverstone it's 5 pounds and this is whatever? I'm like, go talk to Stephen Ross. I don't know.
Wow.
You think I have control over?
Oh man, drivers to watch. What are you guys taking a look at?
Do we do tires? We didn't do tires. Do we do tires?
I didn't see the tires. Where the hell are the tires?
I put the tires. The tires are in there.
Oh yeah, C2 to C4, guys.
So it should be a one stop based on last year, but they did resurface it.
Yeah.
So there might be a little bit different deck because they were
Well,
messing with that.
well, here
They're messing with the asphalt.
That's why it's good that they have 3 practice sessions for track evolution a little bit. You're gonna see it evolve, and then you'll see that it all depends on that. I think how they're
It
gonna.
was mostly a one stop last year, but there's probably going to be safety cars because of the wall is right. Actually, the background is the Miami Grand Prix. That is what we're looking. That's our background for our show, and you can see the wall right there with Crypto.com written on it. So that's where they'll run into it. That's where Logan Sargent will run into it, and then
Pretty much. All right, drivers to watch. Who are you guys taking a look at? Moni, who are you looking at? Drivers and team. Do drivers and team. Drivers and team.
Wow, I actually, you know what? I would say that my driver to watch would probably be Leclerc, just because he actually got on the podium this last weekend. So I'm personally very interested in seeing if he will be able to perform during the weekend and get on the podium on Sunday. So that's gonna keep me on my toes. I'm gonna, I got my eye on him. I want to see him on that podium, but also Logan, because even though he's not the best of the rest, he is racing in the US for the first time. So it would be cool to see him do something fun, something interesting, maybe like top 10, but I don't want to speak too soon. So those two, Leclerc and Logan.
Oh, Leclerc and Logan. By the way, Evan's asking, where can we get the Hitting the Apex shirt?
Is it on the store? It is on the store, right?
It is, yeah. You can go to the store.
At 5 Reasons Sports store, there is actual merch. We have merch.
Yeah, we'll send you the link, or we'll put the link up if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue to. I'm with you on him, Moni, on Leclerc. I want to see if he can continue to, climb up the ranks a little bit, stay on the podium, compete for a win. Really, I know it's tough because the Red Bulls are so damn fast, but I think that if he can compete a little bit and luck could go his way, yeah, he could end up P1, P2 again. So I expect for him to race well again, and we'll see what happens with him. My team to watch is definitely. I want to see what. I'm just intrigued by this now with Red Bull. It's funny. I didn't think I would say Red Bull, but I'm just intrigued with this whole Checo Max thing. If Checo comes out firing on all cylinders again, and he wins this race, or then this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun to talk about because now you're talking about he's going to be in the lead in the championship, right? And I know it's early, and it's only the 5th race, but yeah, it could get interesting over in Red Bull, and you could hear a little bit of from the Dutchman. So it should be interesting to watch. What do you think, Vish?
Yeah, it's got to be Checo. I mean, he'll have the Mexicans that don't actually live in Miami that everyone thinks live in Miami, behind him. So kind of a home crowd.
Yeah.
And this is his chance, right?
Yeah.
Just
the Mexican crowd is going to be
rowdy. Because just so you both are aware, if you're not in Miami, you're all Mexicans. So just
no.
Okay, so
or Puerto Rico.
They don't make distinctions. They don't make distinctions.
Or Mexican.
Yeah, you're all just Mexicans. So
I know it.
So you'll all be behind him. So that's good, No, but seriously, this is a good opportunity for him to yeah. There you go. See. Well, you're not gonna be able to diet now, but yeah, no, I think it's definitely Checo's the guy to watch. He's got an opportunity here.
Yeah,
that's good.
And by the way, it's gonna go one of two ways, right? Because what if he like DNFs or something? It's like done. We're gonna be back here next Wednesday. Like
I know, we'll be like,
he's down 35 points or whatever. Screw this. It's over.
He's done.
Why is Alonso in front of him? What the hell just happened?
No.
So like he's gotta keep stringing those performances together. He's gotta get further into the season.
Yeah.
Like at least he's to finish second. Just keep staying in touching distance, and then hope Max has some reliability problems. But it would be just deflated because I think last race was the first race he actually legitimately was just faster than Max.
Yeah.
Because every other time he's once been like, Max had this problem or whatever. Like this time he was just better. It's better the whole weekend. It'd be really disappointing if he comes to Miami then and is either completely outclassed or like has a problem and can't even finish second or something. That's just
last year.
not
Did
what I wanna see.
he ended up on the podium last year, right? He finished P3 because it was Max and Leclerc and Checo.
No, it was science.
Oh, Sainz finished in third. Okay.
Yeah.
I literally do not remember a single thing for last year. You could tell me Leclerc won. I'm like, okay. I think he was on pole, right?
Oh, Checo was in P4, right? P4.
Yes, he was P4.
I mean, I literally have photos from like the post-race press conference, and I don't remember what order they were sitting in.
What is Jack saying here? Miami to hold the first of F1's new pre-race driver introduction ceremonies. Oh, interesting. So what are they going to do? Like a whole, like a whole introduction where they come out and they high-five their whole team? Or what the hell's going on here? That's not
I mean, they did that last year.
well, they do the parades, but like
Yeah.
Didn't they do that last year? That they would? No, I'm confused. No, they did.
I think they only do the parades.
They had this big stage and where the statue is.
Yeah, but I don't think. Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if that was the day of the.
No, yeah, you're right. It wasn't. It was like on Thursday.
Yeah, it was like on Thursday, right? Everybody all came out and Kygo was playing and all that.
Yeah. Even the ladies also came on stage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, interesting. All right, let's get to it. We got predictions, and we start off with Moni Leuro on the predictions.
Hi.
What do you got, Moni?
Okay, you know what? Hi. I'm gonna go.
Hey.
I'm gonna go. Okay, Checo.
Hey.
Checo P1, Max P. No.
I almost wrote it.
No. ¿Sabes qué? Leclerc P2, Max P3.
Échale. Okay. All right.
And my surprise, Logan P5.
Get out of here.
Surprise, okay? Surprise.
Surprise. That's a miracle. That's what it is.
I'll tell you what. I'm doing a half marathon on Sunday, which is like 13 miles. I might go farther than Logan does before he crashes into
You're
something.
the worst.
That boy sucks. Like, I'm sorry.
Vish,
What a disappointment.
What do you got?
We'll go Checo. And then it's got to be Max, right? Max, and then Leclerc. And then let's see.
Oh, boy.
I want to see how stupid I want to get here.
Lando top 10. He did that this past week.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's why it's so like because the top 8 are almost like locked in, so there's not even a lot of top 10 to play with there. All right, I'll go crappy ass Nick DeVries scores a point.
I like it.
What cosa? Say again?
Nick DeVries top 10.
Okay.
Points. All right. I'm gonna go against the grain and do something stupid and take Max.
We both took Checo, so now you get to be the outlier by picking Max.
I'm gonna go Leclerc P2, and I'm gonna go Lewis Hamilton in P3.
Oh wow.
And I'm gonna say exactly what you said, Vish. Checo with a DNF.
Guys.
Wait, Checo DNF. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. Man, if Red Bull sabotages this one.
Look at Money looking at me with the eyes of death.
Take it back.
Hey. Hold on.
Take it back. So serious.
So we've been doing this. We've been doing this show for more than a year, right? You are worried about a prediction actually being right. I mean, he basically guaranteed that there is no way Checo is going to DNF by picking that. So I don't know exactly why that was your concern.
This is reverse psychology, people.
We don't speak anything into existence.
All right.
I mean,
I'm nervous.
Reverse psychology here, people.
It's like when someone is like near their peak or at their peak and then they just go downhill. So I just don't want this to be Checo's case, okay?
No, he'll be all right. I just again, this is a surprise, right? throwing something else out there to throw
The
a
least
curveball.
expected. The least expected.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
it won't happen.
I mean, with our predictions, none of it happens.
Yeah.
I'm so-
I did get it right once last year. I got it right once last year. I know I hit on it.
I've never gotten a whole prediction right, but maybe like a P1. Like, no, I've gotten like.
No, I think I'm definitely the worst at it, but I know one I can't remember what race was, but Jazz got the top 3 and the surprise ones.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
it's the
god!
only time that he's actually cleaned
One
it.
time.
One time, yeah.
You know, Vish is awesome.
I don't think I've ever gotten like 2 pieces right. I mean, last week was one of my best performances. I got Checo right.
Yeah, you got Checo right. You got the winner. That's all that matters, right?
Although I did sandbag Max this year by picking him, and I'm like, he's going to DNF or something now, and then he had those injury troubles. So
Look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. What Jack says here. Checo wins. I guarantee you, Yost will say something crazy about Red Bull not supporting Max because Yost is a crybaby, just like his son.
Obviously.
Yeah, but you know what? Red Bull's a marketing company, and having a Mexican world champion, I mean, they've pretty much tapped out the Dutch market at this point.
Man, that would be awesome.
The growth opportunity is definitely a bagel.
There's never been a Mexican F1 champion, right?
I don't think so.
No.
No, but I mean that is
has there ever been a Latin American world champion?
Latin American? You're not counting South America, right?
No,
all the Brazilians.
Well,
Ayrton Senna, Juan Manuel Fangio, like
no,
all of it.
Okay, no, I
Niki
didn't.
Lauda.
No. I didn't mean Latin America then. I meant Hispanics.
Aren't Brazilians considered?
No, they're not.
They're Latin. They're Latin.
Are
Latin
they?
Americans. They're not Hispanic.
I mean, you work for Univision, you would know. So,
okay, so I get. How are they Latin though? Are they in Latin America or in South America?
What?
Brazilians.
Brazilians are in South America.
Right.
So they're South American and they're Latin American because the difference is that if you belong to Latin America, that means that you are in Central and South America. But if you are Hispanic, you come from a Spanish-speaking country.
So Spain.
That's why Brazil.
Hispanic exactly. Spanish?
Exactly. Spanish people are Hispanic. Spanish people are Hispanic, but they're not Latin American.
Right, but they're European.
They're European, but they're Hispanic because they speak Spanish.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of Latin America, except for Brazil and maybe like.
Vish is dying to fact check you on all this, right?
Oh my, of course he is, but I'm not. So he can do it.
On his full screen in the background.
But she's correct.
He's pulling up. Look, he's pulling up of Latin America on one screen. He's pulling up the history of Spain on another screen. He's pulling up the.
I don't need to pull it up on screens. I got that up here, but.
But no, Miami education, baby.
Yeah, no, it comes from college. It comes from
Miami education. Yep. Oh man.
No, but she's correct actually in how they're technically classified by like the Census Bureau and stuff. So.
Gotcha. Well, makes sense. Yeah. Nice little
Anyway, to answer your actual question, has there been? I feel like there's been some Argentinian drivers, but I don't know if any of them won anything. And they pretend they're Italian anyway, so we won't count them. So.
They don't count. Was Montoya? Because I don't recall.
He did not win.
No. I'm not saying he won. I'm not saying he won, but was he ever any kind of close? No.
He won a bunch of races with Williams.
That was so
back when Williams was good, when they were funded by BMW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He won a bunch of races, and then he decided not to work out and kind of ended up in NASCAR because it's an easier car to fit into, and we'll leave it there. So
let's just say Montoya got fat.
I mean, I was being nice about it, but I mean, race car driver fat, not like normal.
Right, yeah,
exactly. Fat. So, like, you would never look at me like that man is fat. Just like, yeah, to fit an F1 car, you need to be like 5'4" and 100 pounds. So it's just like, otherwise you start weighing it down. But no,
who's the tallest driver? Probably like Russell.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Who cares about
anyway?
Russell?
Yeah.
All right, we're done. We got baseball to talk about.
Yes, we have the baseball show.
Okay, guys.
Moni, have a great night. We'll catch you guys on the flip. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at F1_5 Reasons. We'll be here every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
If I survive Sunday, yes, I will be back Wednesday. Otherwise, it'll be too long.
Holla.